was just watching me from the background. I was like, hey, I got an artist I want you to work with. Can you stay an extra day? I came up from Orlando. I was with my girl. I was like, yeah, I can stay an extra day. He's like, we'll get you an Airbnb for the extra day. Just come up to the studio tonight. I'll introduce you to the artist, and we'll figure out from there. I walked into the studio that night, and it was Dolph.
Hurricane made this one.
All right, what's going on, y'all? It's Cam. We're back with another episode.
Yo.
We got Spencer here, the first person I ever did an interview with back in New York earlier last year. So,
yes.
And we're here. We're going to do the full interview, and we're going to go through his entire story of filmmaking, photography, graphic design, everything that you've been doing throughout your career. So where you want to start, man? We can start all the way at the beginning of how you got into it.
Okay.
Just in general, yeah. You're just going to keep it over.
I used to skateboard. I grew up in South Florida, used to skateboard, and I was always getting hurt. I started photography probably like 12 or 13 years old. My grandpa used to shoot. My dad shot. So they got me into cameras early at a young age. But really through skateboarding, like I snapped my arm. It was the first day of summer in 8th grade. All the friends, like we lived in South Florida, so everybody like going to Miami, going to Fort Lauderdale to skate. So my summer was over with, so I was gonna like miss all the trips and everything. So really just started bringing the camera along and just filming everything so I could still be around. So
that was how it was for me too. Like in middle school, I told you I was at the skate park riding BMX at that time, but everybody was just riding. I wasn't filming at that time, but we would be making Instagram edits at that time, which they're on my phone still. I have all those, but 8th grade was like the year when our older friends were able to drive. And then we could start going to all the skate parks around Florida. So like I kind of did the same thing.
So you're just capturing everything.
Yeah, we have like a lot of old stuff. Like everybody, I'm sure they all have theirs archived or whatever, because that's just what we were doing. Yeah, you know,
you
got your skate park videos and all that.
Not on Instagram, because this was before Instagram. This was like MySpace days, so I'm gonna date myself a little bit. But yeah, like MySpace, Facebook days, Instagram. Whenever I started like really posting on Instagram was whenever I was in college. It was probably 2014.
Yeah,
I started shooting like live music and events. I would say that's like where I started taking things more seriously.
So what was the first concert you did at that time?
First concert, I started in EDM. It was a band, or it was like a group called the Stafford Brothers. They were signed to like YMCMB at the time.
Oh, really?
So like that's how it was promoted on the flyers. They're like YMCMB DJs. Everything like that. I went and shot some other EDM groups. I think it was Brills, Designer Drugs, a couple of different groups like that. I didn't really care for EDM music, so it was really just more for like the paycheck and just like networking. Through that, I started meeting some of the promoters and different managers of the hip hop venues, and this is in Gainesville, Florida. So started shooting those, and one of the few shows first hip hop show that I shot in Gainesville was Trinidad James. And that was crazy because at the time he had posted my photo and like shared it on Instagram. So I was like,
it was like blowing it up.
Yeah, it was like I was locked in with the promoters and stuff. They're like, okay, just send photos, probably getting paid like 100, 150 a night if I was lucky. Most of the shows were free. I was just trying to get in the door. And then I shot Gates, and that was whenever everything started to change.
Dang. What year was did you start working with Kevin Gates?
I would say, I think it was October of 2014, I shot the show in Gainesville of Gates. And then I had reached out, he had shared my work, and I spoke to Ron, his DJ at the time. So I was like really just linked in with Ron. Ron was making everything happen on like the creative side at the time, because he was his DJ, but he started out shooting his videos and everything like that. So
so he passed it on to you kind of?
Yeah, he kind of threw me an opportunity and really changed my life from there.
Damn. So that was that first tour. What was like the energy of working with Kevin Gates? Was it like how he is like now? Like
it was wild, because this was like during I got on during the Isla tour. Okay. And coming off the I Don't Get Tired tour and everything, like it was just like getting thrown into
that
it.
Was
like
a big song.
you just gotta get thrown into it. We did not sleep. He was in the studio working 24/7. If it wasn't a concert, he was in the studio. If he wasn't in the studio, he was doing his daily life day to day. I was with him everywhere. So just capture everything and send it in. This is before video stuff came out on Instagram though. So it was really just more like photography work. I was just doing photos. And then on tour, Instagram started doing the 15-second videos. And that's where I started like making recaps of every single show. It was every single day.
What was the like? Did you see like a big energy shift when people ever to like be able to see a recap of a show? Was it more people coming to shows at that time, or was it already like getting packed out?
His shows were packed out like whenever I got with him.
Yeah.
Every show, like it was all sold out all the time. So it was like you didn't have to like force content. Like it was there. The energy was there. You could go jump in the crowd, film the fans, the lines around the door, you know, the venues, like we'd do shows in, you know, small nightclubs and then have a show in an arena. He was doing everything.
Like
he was
two
just
shows
everywhere.
every
Yeah,
night?
just like 2 shows, if not a walkthrough afterwards, if not studio afterwards.
You're always on like a no sleep schedule every time I see
Yeah.
you. So you've been at this for over 10 years now then,
Yeah.
right?
But that's not like, I've always been like that. I've
Yeah.
always been up late at night on the computer, researching, watching YouTube, trying to learn and everything, especially during that time in college. So at least that part of the lifestyle, like the no sleep stuff, like that wasn't, you know, too hard to transition into that type of lifestyle. But doing all of that and then providing content and being on it, that was where it was like a challenge. But I feel like that's how you got to start things. You just got to jump in head first.
So was everything that you learned, was it through YouTube, or did you like, because I know you said you went to school for graphic design.
Yes, yeah.
So, but like how much, that doesn't really help with video work when it comes to like.
No,
planning
actually,
out.
I never really, I really wasn't like doing video. So
Yeah.
I was a photographer. You know, that was like my main thing. At the school that I was looking to go into, I saw that like photography was, some of the courses were offered in the graphic design track. They had a video production track. I wasn't interested in video at the time. My goal at the current time was go to this school for 2 years, do the graphic design route, and then try to get into another school to finish out a bachelor's and go. I was trying to go to SCAD. I had a friend that went to SCAD, you know.
Did it help him?
Their roommates like worked with Nike and stuff. So like that seemed at the time like the place to go. So that was the goal. And then, you know, just working dead end jobs and hustling through college and everything, you know, video. I saw at the time like this was the way to like really, you know, make the most out of everything, because at the time people needed music videos, like recaps, everything, like all the video on the social platforms was like starting to kick off. So I just saw that as an opportunity and then just dove into video, and that ended up being, you know, what people needed the most at the time for me. So,
So do you like enjoy making music videos more than photos, or what do you think?
I go through phases. I like to like sometimes like for a month or two, I'll be like heavy into photography, and then I'll get kind of like tired of it or want to switch things up and then like go really hard into video or like go really hard on design. I would say like out of everything, making music videos is definitely the most fun. Being a part of it from like the beginning to the end, handling the editing process, I really enjoy it.
And
So
what was your favorite video you think you made so far?
oh, that's hard.
Maybe top 5.
I'll give you top 5. They'd be my favorite for different reasons, whether it's like how it came out, the edit, the production and the experience versus like the moment in time that it was. So I would say I'll do first one, we'll start with Gates, because the Not the Only One video. So we were overseas, we were in Belgium, and that was like the first time that I went overseas, and we were just going around the city shooting that video in the snow, and it was a wild time.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Like making music videos at that time?
Oh my gosh, all my settings, I promise you all my settings are wrong on the video. I wasn't shooting in log. It was overexposed. It was just like, but it was a moment in time. It was like, that was a super dope moment, and that video actually blew up, so it's crazy to see. I think it's like 100 million views.
Really?
It's insane. Yeah. Second video, I would say the Major video with Dolph. That was an insane moment to see, because that was like, we had gone to Memphis, you know, and seen but like that was where you got to see like in person like his impact on Memphis. Like everybody came out for the video, like the whole neighborhood, like everybody was there, like super supportive. He was super involved creatively, so it was dope to be like take his vision and make it happen on camera
With everybody there, like supporting,
Yeah. Number 3, I would say Russian Cream with Glock. That was a crazy day. Just putting the video together, making it happen in the studio. And at the time, like, hearing the song, it was so much pressure.
Yeah,
because I knew that this was gonna go crazy. So it was like, you know, some videos some videos you don't until after the fact when you drop it. But like before the cameras even came on, I was like under so much pressure that day.
Really?
So, yeah, I just remember. So
did you have a shot list and stuff planned out by that time?
It was like, it was just like pull up to the studio and shoot this video.
Really?
Here's the song. So it's like we didn't have too much planning, but you know, the team that I had with me, like we creatively made it happen and we did something that was cool at the time, and was really stoked about that. 4, I would say By Mistake remix with Juicy J, Dolph, Project Pat, everything.
All the old movies.
Yeah. That was a wild video. Just going out to LA and making it happen on that level of production. At the time, I had met some really like cool people in LA and super talented production companies and DPs and teams. So like that was my opportunity, and with a budget to reach out to the people that I had, you know, watched on Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and actually have the opportunity to like work with them. Yeah, so that was really cool. And then 5th video, I would say, it's hard because it's the last one. I know I'm gonna miss so many, but I'm just gonna say Baby Joker.
Okay.
Baby Joker for sure.
That's a hard song.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was like planned out to the T. So like we knew exactly like what type of shots, like what type of house, like we went. So that was like really cool to like come to life. We just had fun on that shoot. You know?
At this point, everything is like super planned and
yeah.
In the videos now,
well, actually, so the first day we went, we had got the house in the neighborhood. That whole cul-de-sac we had was on lock. Like we had rented one house, but all the neighbors and everything were cool, so they let us just shoot in the cul-de-sac. But we had showed up the first day and everybody was kind of like behind, you know, LA traffic was crazy. This was like an hour outside the city. And it was 2:00, and I remember thinking like we got 4 hours of daylight before, and just knowing everything that we needed. So I just had Dolph was like 15 minutes out. Everybody was pulling up, you know, everybody's already dressed, ready for the shoot. And I called it that day. I said we're canceling it. Yeah, we're waiting until the next day because there was not enough time. Everybody still pulled up to talk about it, like you know. But it was that was, I would say that was like the first time where I was like, it was super nervous, you know, call off the shoot and everything. But luckily the people that I had worked with, like we didn't really have to, you know, everybody was cool. Like we just did it the next day. We didn't have to like pay like extra like or anything like that. So they really made it happen. Took the stress on myself, off myself, like in that moment. But that was where I felt I had to trust myself. Yeah. Like I got to make this call. It's going to suck to do it, but to save the video, we got to shoot the next day. Have you ever, that's like a high pressure moment where you like ever feel like, dang, I don't know what's going to happen if I say this or what? Not like what's going to happen, because I felt at the time, you know, we had the working relationship where they trusted my vision. If I said that we needed to do something, they would trust like that was the best for the video. So it was just a little annoying, but it didn't affect the video at all. Next day we showed up, everybody had fun. We got crazy shots. Everybody was like to the T. Everything was on point. So it was really good. So let me ask you, man. So I want to know why you didn't name any of the like long movies, like the creation of Dumb and Dumber, any of the tour. Like those are like honestly like movies like that you've made. You didn't name any of those over the videos. What do you think about those? Oh, I could throw those in. I thought you were just talking about music videos, but yeah, those are definitely like, I would say, other than the experience and just seeing like a cool, you know, music video piece being part of my portfolio and something that happened, I would say experience wise and everything, those are definitely like more important. Yeah, because it's such a long period of time of filming and editing. Those are so fun because it's really like just going through the footage. There's so many like moments that you forget about. So going through the footage is just, that's like my favorite part on the long form content, like the vlogs and everything. Watching stuff back. That's what I watching say, stuff back. You're like, oh, I forgot about this. It's like 5 hours later, you haven't even touched the cut on the timeline. You've just been watching the footage. Even whenever you like make a video, you'll be thinking of moments you didn't record. But then you go back and you edit, and then you like dang, I forgot about this little part. And sometimes you just wish you filmed more. And there's those moments to show. Those moments that you didn't record, they will come back to haunt you. So always make sure like shoot more B-roll, overshoot. Make sure you have B-roll because you're gonna want stuff to cut to. You need stuff to tell the story and showcase, you know. It's not all about just filming the moment. It's about filming everything. You know, take a step back from the situation. It's easy to get tunnel vision and focus on, you know, you're next to the artist, you're filming everything with that artist, but there's a lot going on around that's part of the story. So, you know, get your close-up shots and personal stuff with the artist, but step back and tell a story too.
So what would you say was your favorite one of those? Like, was it the creation of Dumb and Dumber?
Creation of Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
That was just a wild moment of time, you know.
That
Ethan,
was like...
Shout out my brother Ethan. He edited that video and he filmed most of the stuff. I would say probably at least like 70% of the content that's in that. He did that. Really? Yeah.
Is that when you guys like first created Two Bros Film as well?
That was when we first really started pushing Two Bros Film and, you know, creating the branding side of it at the time. That was whenever I was, you know, Gates got out of jail. I went to go do like the last tour and everything with him, and my brother brought my brother on. He started out with Glock and then started handling everything with Glock and Dolph while I was gone, really holding it down. So he was just filming everything, and I think that was like the first vlog that he had put together. So being able to be a part of that and also seeing what my brother did with it, like that moment in time, like really made me happy. And those memories will last forever.
Yeah, for sure. How did he get into it?
He got into it. So he, you know, we still growing up, like we always used to like take photos and mess with cameras. I was more serious with it. He really started getting into it. We started shooting a lot of street photography when we lived in Gainesville, just at night, like around the city in College Town, just for fun. But whenever I had came home from my first tour, he was like, just teach me the ropes. Like, this is something that I want to do. Like
to go on tour too?
I can't believe a camera can take you these places. And at the time, I still, you know, had contact with the promoters and everybody that was in Gainesville. So it was able to teach him what he needed to do to start shooting and getting out there and networking, and then just plugged him in with them. And his first concert was a Plies concert, and he reached out to the DJ and they're like, yo, can you come to Orlando? We got a show tomorrow night. So he drove to Orlando the next day, did the show, and then from there was locked in with Plies. He was with Plies for like a little over a year. Wow. Full time. Dang. Which is insane, like to see him get scooped on like the first show. I'm like, dude, like you have no idea. Like, this shit's wild.
That is, so. Yeah. I'm trying to think what we should go into next, man. Like, I'm trying to think. What was
why you think about that? Okay. I just want to give you your props because when we were in New York and you came up to me, I think it was during the day. It was whenever we were like setting up, and you just asked me like for a quick 30-second, 1-minute interview, and then you were able to get in with Glock at the meet and greet and knock that out. And from that day to where we're at now, fast forward. You've been killing it. Yeah. And you've been doing podcasts with everybody. You've been all over. You hit me up whenever we're in New York. You're like, I'm out here, pull up at the studio. Like you're all over the place. You're filming podcasts with everybody. So I appreciate that, man. I was thinking of too. When I came over there, I came out the bathroom and I just seen you standing there with the hoodie. I was like, hey, I wonder what he does. I'm about to ask you. Right. That was a funny moment. Then Travis pulled up and then he recorded it for us, and then yeah, that was a funny moment, man. I think about that too. That was a crazy day. Yeah, I feel like anytime you have like that thought, like who's that? Like, I want to go and meet that person or go and link up with that person. Those moments always, like, you got to take advantage of those moments. Anywhere that I've gotten in this industry has been through networking. Yeah, like with Gates, like I networked with his DJ and the promoters, like that got me to him and was able to like make that happen. With Dolph, Lacey, shout out Lacey. She used to work for Street Execs and Backwoods and stuff, and she's the one that kind of plugged me in with some gigs for some local artists with Street Execs, and that's how I met Dolph. Like I went up to Atlanta to shoot with an artist. His name was Fresh, and we shot the cover, and I was just in Street Execs editing the cover, and Al at the time, which is one of the founders of Street Execs and one of Dolph's managers at the time, he was just watching me from the background. I was like, hey, I got an artist I want you to work with. Can you stay an extra day? I came up from Orlando. I was with my girl. It's like, yeah, I can stay an extra day. He's like, we'll get you an Airbnb for the extra day. Just come up to the studio tonight. I'll introduce you to the artist, and we'll figure out from there. I walked into the studio that night and it was Dolph. It's crazy. Yeah, you told me that story a little bit when we were in New York, and then you said you drove up that time and you were playing 16 Zips. Yeah. Me and my girl listened to 16 Zips on the way, so it was like we were just like shook. We couldn't believe it. It was wild.
And then since then, you just been going up with it.
Yeah, we shot the cover for Bulletproof the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a week later, they went to New York and had me come out to film a vlog at the time and, you know, just handle the BTS and everything. And I just went out there, we filmed the vlog, and that went up on YouTube, went crazy. And since then, we were locked in.
Is it a good feeling whenever you see the video like go crazy like instantly like that?
Yeah, it's wild. Like I would say definitely that's one of the biggest blessings as a creator of working with like big artists is the ability to see your work be accepted and by so many, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it puts that pressure on you to make your stuff like 10 times better.
Yeah.
Just because you know as soon as it gets posted, like it's out there. Like it's not with you know, an upcoming artists and stuff like that. That's fun too because it's cool to like, see like later they get found and later on. But yeah, like just with a big artist like that, just posting up.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy though, because even like this month when I did the interview with Jizzle, that's the first video that's ever like done a lot in one day. Like all my other ones, it passed crazy. All the other videos. Like it did 25K first day. Now it's like almost at 50 something.
But I was just keep like, going. It's going straight to 1 billion.
I was like, damn! In one day,
Jizzle's hard. Jizzle's hard too. So it's just
people got to know about him.
It like he hasn't even dropped. So it's like when that drops and all of his music goes crazy, videos coming out, and he's on the road and everything. Like everybody's gonna be going back and watching that. That's a classic.
I think me pulling up with the Shiesty is what made people want to go watch
cool.
that.
Yeah, that was cool.
I told you, it's like, bro, you really came with that. That was just like a joke to like, you know, just like, because that was my first time meeting him too that day when I pulled up to the house. And I was like, hey, I got to think of something that's like going to make him laugh, you know? So I pulled up with the Shiesty because I always see him wearing it. And then, he just was laughing with that.
I like that. That makes it stand out.
Yeah, then we took that cover. And I don't know. I think people just liked, I don't even know what it was. I think it just made people click on it. Just the mask and his first interview since his incident and coming back. And then this year, he played me some unreleased, and he's going to be going up, like, I think crazy's here soon.
He's going to be going crazy. I already know it. He played some of the music for us whenever we were in Aspen, McKinney. And
yeah, how was Aspen?
Banger. Aspen was dope. Aspen, you know, that's a special place.
Yeah, that's like that's the paper route winter spot for sure.
Yeah, I love Aspen. Anytime we go out there, it's a great time.
Some of my favorite photos that I've seen that you've made were the ones in Aspen, you know, during the Dumb and Dumber time.
Yeah.
And then you guys had the Cullinan out there in the snow. Was that in Aspen at that time?
Yeah, that was in Aspen. That was crazy.
So what they do? They flew the truck over there?
They had the trucks, like, it was just a big semi and just pulled up and just cars just coming off the truck. Just back to back. It was crazy. Sliding in the snow.
Bro,
just, like,
that's one of my favorite music videos. I was like, damn. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. It just came to mind now. Like, the way you put together, like, capturing the paper route image of, like, you know, being able to showcase their personalities, because it really is their real life. Like some artists, it's not their real life.
Yeah.
But like that is their real life, and you can like paint a picture and really show it to the people.
Yeah. It's like, it's really, you don't have to set much stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be in the moment and capture everything. You know, a run and gun with them is just everyday life, but for somebody else to do a run and gun video like that, it's gonna cost them a lot of money.
But they already got it all. And
already got it all, so you know it's really about, you know, just capturing the lifestyle and, you know, showing everybody the authenticity of it.
Mm-hmm. You guys made a short film there, Dumb and Dumber 2 time. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a 2-minute video.
Okay.
And then
the skits?
The skits in the house. Skits. And I was wondering, is there going to be any more of that, or do you have any more of that?
So we have the skits. I believe we had only shot 2 of the skits that we had used for the intros on those videos. So those exact skits, that's all we had for the skits. But, you know, we filmed a lot of vlog footage and different stuff that we didn't release in the vlogs. Like, we have a lot of moments, you know.
It's the one where he's like, the ashtray on it, and then he was, you know what I'm talking about? And then Glock is like the Corvette snuck himself.
Yeah, when they're sitting outside. Yeah.
I was like, damn, that shit was so funny. I was wondering if there's any more of like that stuff coming out.
And it was there's no script with that either.
Yeah, that's just them.
There's no script. That's just, you know, that's just them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made it funny. It's just it's just natural.
One of your moments too that you always talked about, your no jumper famous clip.
Yeah.
Let people know about that clip, man, because
that was during the Baby Joker. So we went out to LA. We shot By Mistake. We were out there for a week. We had shot By Mistake remix. We had shot Baby Joker. We had shot Back to Back. And we were out there. That was during like the recording of the Dumb and Dumber time. We were out in LA a lot. They were just recording every day. We were filming music videos, planning on projects. But yeah, we were at a hotel, and me and my brother walked out on, like, we hadn't been to sleep. We had landed the night before. We were putting together all of the stuff. We had some last minute location changes, so we were up all night getting everything ready for the video. But we had walked out and seen Adam 22. He's standing outside the hotel. And we were talking to him for a little bit, and he would wanted to get an interview with Dolph and Glock, and we were like, dude, we haven't slept at all. He's like, you guys have bags under your eyes. You look like zombies right now.
That's a classic clip, man. That's so funny. You said you got it on your Instagram too.
Yeah,
I want to make sure I add it here so people can know what we're talking about.
And at first I saw these like white videographer guys that were with you, and I started talking to them, and they're like, man, these guys are crazy. Like, we ain't even been to bed yet. Like, they never stop. They're just out of control. Like, you guys really have these dudes shook.
Yeah. That is our only problem. Well, my only problem.
It's a lifestyle.
Everybody tell me I gotta get more rest. But it's like, I be up and at it like so much, like with doing just anything. I be forgetting to go to sleep. It's like, sleep for what? It's like, I gotta get this done. Like, I gotta get this done. I gotta do this, gotta do that. So,
you guys gotta take it easy on these videographers, man.
But that's them. They were the ones that were up at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. Man, that no sleep tour life is something like, I don't even know how that is, like how you do it.
Just really, it's every tour is better than the last as far as like productivity and organization. I feel like you just have to, get into your zone, your groove, have everything like planned out. I'm really, task oriented, so I like to write everything down, have my checklist for the day. Every morning I'll get up, have at least like an hour to myself, figure out like what the itinerary for the day is, what my goals for the day, my shots, everything that I need. What should I capture that I missed out on the last show? Every venue is different, but the set list, stays kind of the same. So try to just get into a habit of, moving around and not getting too much of the same content, because over like 30 shows, you don't want the same repetitive. Yeah. So it's like, I might have gotten him walk out from the stage this night, and I have those shots. I know I'm going to use those in my cuts, maybe go into the crowd for this one and get that angle. Or so it's just always just being on your toes, and then handling the lifestyle and stuff and the story around the shows, the build up. It's not just the shows. So it's really just figuring everything out.
One of the funniest moments you captured was Big Unks jumping in the stage on the yellow tape tour, man.
Wow. Yeah. Like a diving board. Man, he just nose dived into the crowd. I got the other clip for you. I'll get you that clip.
Okay, we're gonna throw in both angles for it, man.
But yeah, that was that was his first tour. He's like, I want to do something. I'm gonna stand out. Like I gotta show out. So he just he's like, I'm gonna crowd dive, but he never crowd. I don't know if he never crowd dive or free Big Unk, but he just went. He treated it like a swimming pool. He went and sliced the dice and just dove right in. Like they didn't catch him. They just stopped him. Yeah. So he took everybody out with.
I can't wait for Big Unk to get back out. He has like.
I didn't even know he was gonna. Like I was in the corner. I was gonna film. I thought he was gonna come out and then do it, but he just ran up the stairs and came straight out. So it was like, as you see, like I just hit record as fast as I could and just chased him to the end of the stage.
Man, that is so funny.
It'd been cool to have a GoPro on him.
Yeah, for sure.
GoPro chesty or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, free Big Unk, man. Yeah. Big Moochie Grape, he's getting out soon, man. Is there an official date for that, or like? I
don't know any official date, and that's I really don't. I don't know any official date, but the moment he comes out, we're going crazy.
Yeah,
we're gonna be there waiting on the release. We're gonna film. We got music videos planned. Moochie, he's got a lot of hard music. He was always in the studio. Everything's super like strategic with his drops. Like, I know you've been seeing like this one
with all the billboards around the city.
All
What do
the
you think about
billboards
that?
and everything. Having the only features of the incarcerated artists, this was a lot. Moochie on this album, it was a lot at first. A lot of people haven't done that, and he did it creatively and in his own way and really set a standard. It's with artists that get locked up. First off, not a lot, have the catalog that he has, that he had in ready to go. So the ability to just them going through all the songs and choosing which ones to make the cut, to the creativity, a lot of that, like Daddy-O, Rocksteady, Cuz, they're super on point with that. And all the billboards, even artists that aren't even featured on the album, it's just any artist that's locked up that he's fucking with, he's got a billboard in their city saying free. I just saw Free Fetty Wap the other day.
Fetty Wap,
Tay-K. What were some other ones they had?
Bro, he had so many. He had the Unk one. He had I think there was a Shiesty one they put up too.
Yeah, Free Shiesty in Memphis. He had I think there was YFN Lucci. There was a few artists. I think there was artists in New York. Lucci's got billboards across the country just free everybody. So, he's really. That was really cool to see. I'd never seen anything like that from a marketing standpoint and everything. That was super cool.
Yeah. Speaking of the creative side of Paper Route, seeing the guys record whenever we're in the New York studio with Fizzle, his recording process was a lot different than I thought. Doing the whole song like that and then laying all the ad libs, I was like, damn, this is
just
hard.
To watch it. Have you seen other artists and stuff record, or was that just seeing
a couple other artists? The other one, I got to see Glock's process recently when I was in back over there with them.
Everybody's kind of got their own little process in the studio.
He was just playing the beats. And then he would just stand there and then jump in the booth, do the whole song, come back out, play the beats. I was like, damn, he be knocking it out.
Fizzle's a beast in the studio. Fizzle's always in the studio.
Yeah.
Fizzle's always, he lives in the studio. He's always making music. It's crazy.
Both of them, those are the only two Paper Route artists I've seen record so far. But, I got to see the rest of them, see how they do it. It's pretty cool. I was like,
really, everybody, they're all in the studio. They're always all making music, working. It's not a job to them. It's fun to them. Studio time, it's just that's it. We're at the studio.
What's some of the other guys' recording process that you like to watch?
Glocks for sure. Kenny. Everybody has their own different recording process. Snoop, Wu, Chitana.
Dang, man.
It's cool to be in the studio and it's really watch the process. I feel like a lot of creativity comes out in the studio. You're doing photo and video, you're documenting everything, but you're really getting to hear the song. You're in the moment. You feel the energy of when the song was made. So you already know. Sometimes off rip, you're coming up with treatments in your head. You're I gotta write this idea down. Go to my notes on my phone, write this idea down. You gotta write them down because you'll have so many different ideas. You'll be trying to think back. Oh, what was that? So
he made 2 songs. Glock made 2 songs whenever I was in there with him.
Okay.
And one of them, both of them are hard, but one of them is a real kind of story. And I was like, damn, this one's gonna be for the people that are really like to listen.
People see it in your head already.
People that like to listen to music and the people that really hear the words of the music that are really listening. Yeah. Some people just be vibing. But the second one, I was like, damn, this one is for people that really listen to music. How I hear the music. It was cool. Fizzle, he just be so turnt with his music, man. It makes you hype.
Yeah, no.
But he had the Built for This. Yeah. I really like that song on that tape. And then we were talking about the Judge music video. Has there been any more preparation for that one yet?
Listen, I want the Judge video to happen as much as you have. Really, when we were in New York, we saw what the Judge was going to be. That's what everybody was playing in all of the different meetings and stuff we went into, the fan reactions, to the social clips of that. And we have a treatment. I know exactly how that video is going to go in my head. I'm ready to shoot it. We really just got to make it happen. At the time, whenever we came up, we had went on the Canada tour. But now that we're back and everything, and I think that video is the last remaining record on the album that we need to shoot a video for. But I think every song has a video.
Not Average also with Big Moochie or not yet?
I would like to shoot that realistically when Moochie gets out, depending on the timeline. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how.
Might have a deluxe by then or something.
Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna go. I know we got to shoot Judge. Like I'm gonna put the pressure on that. I'm gonna call after this and really. That's one video. We can't just go without that. That's got to be shot. We got to shoot that because that like wraps up everything. Like we did like kind of like a storyline throughout like all the videos. What was really cool with his project is the first one. Ray and Isaiah had shot, I believe. And the second one was H. Ross, and then I had shot mine with me and Ethan, and all the storylines kind of like lead into each other and pull different things from the other videos. And it wasn't planned at the time; it just happened naturally. So I think that's really cool. But the Judge needs to be done for sure.
Dang, the Judge is crazy though, man. That'll kill a bear.
That's crazy. Yeah, the actual gun is crazy. Yeah. And it's cool how it got the name too. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna throw that clip in too from New York.
Yeah.
We're doing the research on the Judge.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Bob Morrison, executive and vice president, learned that judges in high crime areas of Miami, Florida were purchasing the revolver for personal defense in their courtrooms. After Morrison investigated further, the model designation was changed from the 4410 to the 4510 to accurately reflect the revolver's versatility. Taurus reports that the Judge is their top-selling firearm.
What was the Canada tour like, man?
Canada tour was really cool.
Before you get started, I was gonna tell you I was about to pull up over there.
Really?
I was gonna pull it to Montreal.
Okay.
Because I was gonna do it.
That would have been the one to come to for real.
Man, I get to the gate that morning. They go to swipe my passport. That shit was expired.
At the border?
No, in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna have a connecting Orlando to Atlanta and then to Canada, and then so I start like looking up stuff. Like the only other border agencies that were passport that was open was Louisiana for a same day. I was like, bro, Louisiana to Montreal would have been like so much in flights. Then the other option was Orlando to Buffalo. And then that one would have been doable, but to drive across, there was like a bombing at the border that week. Yeah. So
I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, damn. So there was like nothing that I could really do at that time. Then there was one show left. I was just upset that week, bro. I was sitting in my room. I was like, damn. But then the next week we went, and then I did the Jizzle video, so that ended up working out.
Yeah.
I was just planning on doing the one with Spin, and then we ended up doing the one with Jizzle that week too. He was out there, and
you got to get the one with Spin in for sure.
Yeah. And we did that one. Me and Spin did it.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say he's
a
really dope dude.
He's funny, man.
That was the first time I really got to like see him DJ and like be around him and stuff was on the Glaucoma tour.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Yeah.
Fizzle's
DJ, the hardest. He's super hard. He's crazy. He's gonna turn the place up.
Yeah. What about DJ Memphis? What's him and Rocksteady working with them like? What is that been like
it's
over
dope.
The years?
I first locked in with Rocksteady's. He was DOS DJ, and he's always involved like with everything. It's not just DJing. Rocksteady's got his hand in everything. Connections, making stuff happen creatively on the music end, connecting like the distribution with the music, reaching out to other DJs, making sure it gets played. The radio stations. DJ Memphis, I met him whenever he was coming up with Glock. Memphis was throwing parties and doing all that in the city, like turned up, and he's been killing it on the road with Glock. Like Memphis is like really turned up past few years, so that's like super dope. And I see
he had his own bookings in Canada.
Memphis. Memphis. When we're on tour and stuff like that, Memphis, he's booked it like every city. Like he's got his own shows and after parties afterwards.
Yeah.
Sometimes Glock will pull up just because everybody's out. Like Memphis turns up. He goes.
Yeah, shout out both of them for sure.
Yeah.
Dang man, what's some other creative stuff that like?
But the Canada tour is dope. Canada's a lot like the U.S. Montreal was the only city that they spoke French.
That's why I wanted to go.
All the signs and everything. So that was the most that like felt like we're out of the country. But they got all the like the same restaurants and all that type of stuff, just a little bit different.
Yeah. That's the one I wanted to go to because I knew it would have been the most different.
It was beautiful.
I've never been to Canada.
I'm going back. I want to go back to Toronto. That reminds me of New York. I want to go back and shoot the city just on some street photography stuff. Go shoot the city, stay out there for a little bit, and then I want to go back to Vancouver, more for like the nature and stuff. I want to go shoot the bears and go out into the mountains and stuff up there. Yeah.
When you were in New York, you guys did the YBR music video on top of the truck.
Yeah, that was crazy.
On the way to the studio, what did you think about that? That was kind of just in the moment, I guess.
Yeah, the YBR, that was a running gun. You know, we're going to New York with Fizzle. We're not sleeping. We're going to be all over the city. We're going to have transportation. Mm-hmm. So really it was just, you know, capture Fizzle in New York and just give him a New York video. We climbed on top of the water towers. We went on top of roofs. He climbed on top of the Escalade truck. Mm-hmm. You know, those were just.
What did the driver think about that?
Those were just like hired drivers, so they didn't like have a relationship. Sometimes when we go out there, you know, the label we'll have like drivers that we know and stuff. We didn't really know those guys, so it was kind of just the other, like, you know, they're just like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, this is
who is this guy? Right?
We're in Manhattan. You're standing on the roof of the car. We're driving down there, like worried about their licenses and stuff. But shout out to them. They were cool. They made it happen. Fizzle's gonna go crazy. Fizzle, you know. He jumped from one car to the other. I'm filming out the window. He jumped into my window. Yeah. Fizzle's like Spider-Man out there.
Spider Fizzle.
Man.
Yeah. Hey, what's some other stuff that like people need to know about you think?
I would say really, like, I'm excited where everything is going. Mm-hmm. What I got going with my brother, Two Brothers Films.
Shout out Ethan.
This is my 7th year in the industry. Everything feels like it's gone by in a blink of an eye. This year, you know, my goal is to like really focus on the branding and everything with Two Brothers. How can we level up our knowledge? Like, how can we, you know, further better ourselves creatively, productive, you know, organization, and what can we bring? Like, what's the next level? Like, what is the next level look of us, and how can we bring that into paper out, you know, and just keep advancing and growing. I think it's easy to get caught up in time, and just like time just flies as a creator. You know, it's constantly like either you're working or you're learning or you're living life for inspiration. And, you know, sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the big picture and, you know, focus on your track and like where you want to go. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what the focus and everything that I've been like really thinking about is like, what's the next level? What can we do? Like, how can we do more? How can we provide more value? And just like really like make it a goal to make that happen. Not just because of the new year, but it's nice at the beginning of the new year because it's like a new slate. Mm-hmm. So
I feel like every day is like kind of a new slate every week. But
for sure.
And then, but you got so many deadlines to meet at the same time too. Does it ever carry into like getting into like mixing up artists or like, you know what I mean? Because like,
everybody kind of has like their own cycle, you know. So like, there's some times where I got like my list and it's multiple stuff for like multiple artists, whether it's like knocking out covers or, you know, planning on treatments or different video shoots. But usually, you know, every artist is always working in the studio, but every artist kind of gets, you know, their time. Like we're like really focusing on this artist right now. We're focused on the music videos, getting everything together, getting like, you know, they're packed together for their drop. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of just cycle like through that.
Mm-hmm. You know, whenever Dolph really got into signing all the new artists that's there now, you know, that was like kind of really right before his passing. Like there wasn't that much time to like build them all up as like he could have. But
compared to like what he had planned. Yeah.
But it was like so early. What was like it like being a part of like kind of the rollout of like the paper route like generation? Because it was really just Fizzle, Glock, and then, you know, the other guys were coming along, and then they did like that first interview with everybody there. Yeah. And then you guys had that classic picture, you know, everyone there. What was it like, you know, being able to know this is everything planned, and we're about to get into rolling out all these new artists? What is it like for that as a creative?
As a creative, it was really amazing to see. Even as a person, it was like, you know, just watching, you know, Dolph like take a step back and focus on everybody else. Mm-hmm. You knew like what he had planned. You saw the bigger vision. You know, he really did lay out the blueprint for everybody. And, you know, him sourcing and focusing on different artists and stuff, it was just, you know, that was him going to his next level. Mm-hmm. You know, no matter where we're at, there's always another level up. So just watching him take that route and, you know, pick certain artists and, you know, give them the opportunities and them put the time and effort and everything in to take advantage of the opportunities that they were given and be a part of everything like that creatively. Mm-hmm. Like that's something I'll never forget.
Yeah. When I seen that, I was like, "Damn, there's about to be a whole new roster." Like, it was
Yeah,
exciting.
it was
Like,
crazy
that
to
new
see.
sound that was
Yeah.
about to be on the way.
It was crazy to see, and everybody's really like taking that and really turned up.
Yeah.
And did what he intended and what he had wanted. So I know he's proud.
Yeah. The first tour back at that time, the Yellow Tape 2 tour.
Yeah.
What'd you think about like that with the energy that like everybody was gonna bring to that one? Because it was like, they did the Long Live Dolph little EP, and then went on the tour after like kind of like a silence.
Yeah.
After that time, and then that was kind of like, I guess, everybody getting back into the work mode. So
Yeah.
what was the energy difference from that and the Dumb and Dumber tour and were you on the No Rules tour?
No, I had shot at the Atlanta show on the No Rules tour. Ethan covered that whole tour. That was whenever I was, back and forth. I was doing the tour and everything with Gates at the time. Mm-hmm. With the Yellow Tape tour, the Yellow Tape 2 tour. Yeah, the Yellow Tape 2 tour. That tour was crazy. That was like, it was like coming, back outside and like for the tour, and like after everything that happened, it was a tough tour though. Just emotionally, hearing Dolph songs on stage and everything, like, and seeing everybody and all the support, it was like, that was a tough tour, but we came out and killed it on that tour and just did the best we could. Mm-hmm. And Glock, that was like a real moment for Glock, just coming in, like having to take the reins and, be the face of this. And, I know that was like super tough for him, but he killed it on that tour. Mm-hmm. And you got to give it to him. Like, not everybody can do that. Yeah. Glock's special.
Do you think he felt like a lot of pressure in that moment?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
We all had pressure, but I'm sure the pressure I couldn't imagine. It's just that would be hard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So shout out to him, and he really did that and made that happen and stood up, and he really did that shit. Mm-hmm. That's everything that Dolph wanted. Yeah.
Now they're 2 tours in since that time.
Yeah.
You guys going overseas again?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I know I heard a little something, but I can't really say anything. But I really hope so. I haven't been overseas. Like, I did the Canada, but I haven't been overseas with Paper Out yet. My brother did that one whenever they went over the other time with Dolph and Glock. And yeah, I really want to go overseas.
Yeah. I would definitely pull up to an overseas show.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
I would. I promise I'll be there. I'm gonna come to one of them.
Yeah.
That'd be
yeah,
lit.
they come out for like a week, go to the show, and just enjoy the city and just capture everything. That shit would be dope.
What was your favorite overseas moment, you think? I mean, you talked about the Kevin Gates one.
Yeah. Whenever I went out, I would say Barcelona was like super beautiful. I'd love to go back there and just shoot, just on vacation, just shoot. I really want to go back to Paris. I like Paris. The food. The food was really good in Paris. I love Italian food. Paris was crazy. Just wandering around shooting, like, just, we spent some time in that city. And then I would say Switzerland. Switzerland was cool. It was like out of a movie. It looks fake. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you when you guys go overseas, is it like a different energy towards the artist than in America?
Like, is
it relaxed or?
No, it's different because it's like, this is like America, we're sort of desensitized. Artists are coming to these, if you live in LA, New York, Miami, Texas, like any of these like major cities, like artists are coming through all the time. They see all this stuff all the time. Like overseas, when an artist comes all the way, that's a far place from home. So it's like that doesn't really happen too much for them. So it's like, it's a whole different level of energy. Like, and they might not speak English, but they know every lyric. That's for sure.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
You and Bandplay literally said the same thing. He said the same thing about Barcelona. He was like, they even say let the band play over there, and they know.
Yeah, let the band play. Yeah. Well, they're all the footage, you could go see it in the vlog that Ethan put together. Like, that shit's crazy. And Bandplay was like he was working with Ethan, and like they were working on different stuff for the vlogs and everything, and that's how some of those like beats came about too. Yeah. Yeah. Man, yeah. He said Barcelona. The Beatles. Yeah. The beat from the Beatles that they did. Yeah. Yeah, that was his number one. Barcelona was his. Yeah, Barcelona is super cool.
You think there'll ever be somebody? I gotta watch it on my channel. I know he'll see this. He said he's from New Zealand, and that you guys ever plan on going over there? You think?
New Zealand?
Yeah,
I'd love to go
like
over to New
Australia
Zealand.
and stuff.
My stepdad's from Australia.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to go over there and shoot. You know, it looks really cool over there. Beautiful.
Hey, that'd be so cool,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to them.
I'm trying to see a kangaroo.
Yeah, me too. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite animals. And then like an Africa tour. That'd be insane.
Oh yeah. I would like to go do a photo, like a safari.
Yep.
You know, go out there and shoot. That'd be really cool.
So besides concerts and like you know, artists, music videos, what's your favorite photography?
Street photography.
Yeah.
That's how I got into it. That's why I do that for fun. You know, anytime I'm in a city, anytime we're on tour, I'm always linking up with other photographers. Like, let's go shoot. I want to get out. If I don't have anything on my plate that needs to be delivered, or we're not doing anything, like I'm in the streets shooting, whether it's going on roofs, subways, just everywhere. I'm just trying to see the city.
Yep.
You know.
You said New York was your favorite one.
I love New York. It's a playground for photographers,
Yeah.
for real. You could go to New York 50 times and shoot, and still there's something new every single time. Yeah.
What's one of your things you would like give advice to a photographer like starting out, like gear and like getting into a workflow, stuff like that?
Okay, so for starting out, I wouldn't focus too much on the gear. I would focus on, you know, the technicalities, like learning manual, learning the camera, getting comfortable with it. You know, you can go and don't buy new. Any of the stuff that you getting out, like starting out within 1 to 2 years, you're going to be ready to upgrade if you're serious about it. By then you should be able to, you know, start generating some income from photography from the camera. So any of the gear that when you're first getting out, unless you can afford it and just money's not an option, you don't care, you just get some cheap stuff that you can like really like put to work and focus on your settings, your composition, you know, finding your style, getting comfortable. You need a computer. You need a solid computer that's fast. That's going to allow you to utilize your camera at its fullest potential and be able to deliver, you know, and learn. Stay on YouTube University. You don't have to go to school for this. There's plenty of other creatives, like whether you take people's courses, whether you listen to their YouTube content, you know, you have all different social platforms to get inspiration from and learn from. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. We've all been through this. Everybody started at the beginning. We all go through the same stuff as creators, as photographers, videographers. You know, most of the time, you know, if people are busy, just keep reaching out, keep messaging them, stay at it. Most of the time they didn't even see the message, or they didn't want to respond to that in the moment and then forgot about it. So just stay consistent. Try to find a mentor. That's one thing that I wish I would have had coming up. Try to find a mentor, you know, whether it's reaching out to somebody on social, or somebody that you know, or run into it shooting at the clubs or wherever. Just try to find a mentor, try to find other like-minded creatives that'll motivate you, and, you know, always try to find people that are better than you and where you want to go, and just absorb as much advice from them that you can. I think that's super necessary at the start. But yeah, just make sure that you just, you know, you gotta love this shit to do it.
Yeah.
So
sure. Especially when your stuff isn't getting viewed or anything.
Yeah, and don't worry about that.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the views or anything like that. Worry about, you know, like you don't have to go shoot everything. Don't, you know, cave to the algorithm and just go shoot what you like, shoot what you love. And over time, you know, you're going to curate your own look, your own niche, your own platform, and the audience will find you. That's the best thing about the algorithm. The audience is going to put your stuff in front of the people that want to see it. So don't go and try to create for the algorithm to put your stuff towards the people that you think want to see your work. Just be natural, keep your stuff consistent, and the algorithm, it'll bring the people to you. So that's really what I'm focused on this upcoming year. I'm really going to focus on my personal branding.
I think that's the coolest thing. The people that are going to end up looking for your work and like, building an audience of people that like what you like. So then it's like, you're not forcing nothing. Like, people go on my page, they're looking at artists I like to listen to or that I know and that I'm interested in. So they relate to whatever I'm going to post on there. They're going to be excited to see it too. Yeah. You got to build your community, your circle, your tribe. I think that's the only thing. That's the only way you can do it. Because it's like, if not, nobody's going to be looking for you. You know, they're going to be looking for whatever's hot at the moment, you know? Yeah, and those trends, they go quick. Trends go quick. Especially now. Like, they go quick. So don't try to
especially when learning. It's different whenever you're already established and everything, and you see a trend, you might hop on and just do something, but don't try to like learn into the trends, because then you're just gonna end up getting lost.
That's right. What do you think about using AI nowadays?
AI is game changer. I know a lot of people say it, and there's a lot of mixed thoughts and reviews in the photography community about AI. It's just another tool, you know. There's I don't know who said it, if it was a tweet or something, but I saw AI is not going to replace you, but somebody who knows how to use AI will. I think that's very true coming. AI is just another tool. I think AI should be used to make your workflow easier, make your workflow quicker, and provide value. I don't think that you should rely on AI, or, you know, there's a lot of gray area. A lot of photographers, you know, right now, like, have mixed feelings about using AI in your work. And if it's like keeping that as like my own, I think that if you just, you know, you go and write prompts, a lot of people don't see it as like authentic or genuine. I think that with AI, you know, you have to obviously learn how to write the prompts, you know, have to like figure out what style and everything. But at the end of the day, you didn't shoot that picture or whatever. So I think it should just be used. Like, I like to use it with my treatments. It makes my treatments a lot quicker. You know, I'm always like scouring Google and trying to find example reference images of the shots that I have in mind or that I want for certain projects. And you can never really find exactly what you want. And if you do, the model that's in that shot isn't going to look like the model that you're shooting, or looks different, or the color correction at the time of day. Like, you can really narrow that down, like, for treatments. So like, you can put that shit together with AI. I think as far as like productivity, using ChatGPT, you know, taking all of the content that you need for your shot list or production list or treatment writing or different ideas, and using ChatGPT to like organize it. You can organize it into like checklists and schedules and goals. So that's how I've been using AI, really.
That's what's up.
Midjourney's super cool. They just came out with Midjourney 6, so you can download that and create images. That's what I've been using. So
those are your favorite ones?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Dang, I'm trying to think what's the last things we should get into, man. You got like so much of a history of work, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, thinking back, time really flies.
What's some of your favorite Dolph moments?
Favorite Dolph moments? There's so many. Man. Whether it was like, I really like, I liked whenever we would go out and eat, just like certain places.
Oh, you got the #1 foodie award?
Yeah, I got the #1 foodie award on tour. You know, I'm really about it. I enjoy going places and eating. We'd always like go like super cool places. I love, like, obviously, you know, you love doing the music videos and like working creatively. The studio, I'd say some of the studio moments were my favorite moments. Just like seeing him put together like certain like projects and everything like that. Like, it's wild. Just I would say back to the By Mistake remix video, like with Juicy J and Project Pat. Like, I listened to Juicy J and Project Pat in middle school. Like, I remember the what was it, the Blue Lean mixtape, but like all of Project Pat's Blue Dream and Lean, you know, all old Project Pat's mixtapes, like just seeing all of that like currently, and like Dolph like working with them in that video was just like pinch myself moment.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy. I'm trying to think. You and you had a lot of other artists you worked with too.
Yeah,
you know, Pooh Shiesty and them, Big Scar.
Yeah, Gucci.
What's like working with the 1017 team like?
That was a really, really cool moment. You know, I had reached out to Shiesty on Instagram, and then we just linked in. We started shooting videos, and he had connected me with Gucci, and then Gucci had the Lifers project with Glock, and they had, you know, got me to shoot that video. That was definitely top 3 like moment in my career for sure. The Lifers video. That's one of those music videos I forgot. That was like, but yeah, that was like, I couldn't believe what was going on. Like working with Gucci, you know.
that year was a crazy year. 2021, 2020.
Yeah, pandemic.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
We didn't stop in the pandemic. Like, we just were working nonstop. Mm-hmm. Pandemic was the busiest time ever. You thought there was a few months where everything was a little shaky, but Atlanta, like, we didn't stop. We didn't stop.
Even
working.
The Sunshine song that he dropped in that time. Like, what do you think about? Were you there when they recorded that?
Mm-hmm. Nah, I'm not sure. I wasn't in the studio. I wasn't in the studio when they recorded, but yeah, that time. That drop was crazy.
That was a fire idea during that time, man. Yeah, I don't know. They were just on a different level at that. Like, I've been trying to tell people about it, but it's crazy whenever like you like something like so much, and then you finally get to like be in it and see what's really going on. I think that's cool. Pretty crazy. Damn, man.
It's wild. Yeah.
All right, man. I think we could wrap it up with like the last couple things. What's some things you want to say, you think?
I would say, you know, I'm gonna start like my personal branding and really focusing on that this year. So stay out for that. I want to help other creatives. I want to like really focus on networking and, you know, building out my community more. One thing that I really want to focus on is just like, I want to go through and just answer all my DMs. Anybody that's been asking for help or messaging me, you know, time flies. You got 100 DMs and then you don't message back at a certain moment because you don't have the time to deal with that conversation. But I want to go back and like knock all that out, like really like put together some like content courses, free stuff too. Like, I'm not trying to like gatekeep anybody. I'm going to create like paid courses and mentor courses and stuff like that. But I also want to just give content for free, work on my website, get everything, like all the business set up, focus on Two Brothers Films, and then really focus on, you know, reaching out to certain brands that fit within our niche and creating some content around that, and just like focusing on like the lifestyle, and then all the stuff that we have going on with Paper Route. Like, it's going to be a busy year. I'm really excited. Really just focusing on that.
Are you gonna bring back your YouTube?
I never had YouTube, so I can't bring anything. I mean, I have one, but it's just a playlist. Oh, okay. I used to just add a playlist that was music videos, and just because I never posted my videos on my account, so I would always just create a playlist of all my music videos, but I haven't kept up with it and just kind of neglected it. So I'm going back and like revamping and doing all of that this year, and like really like focusing on getting, you know, everything set up around Two Brothers and myself.
So what's some final goals do you think you have?
Final goals? Yeah. I'm really interested in learning like VFX and Blender. I think that's the next step for sure. I want to start taking some courses on Blender and, you know, learning 3D and VFX. And I have ideas in my head that I want to execute, so I need to learn that. Mm-hmm. And then once I learn that and get comfortable with it, you know, down the road with timing and budgets, obviously we have other people that do that as well. So I think I'd be able to like handle creatively and delegate projects to other VFX, you know, and start like really focusing on that. Like I said, with the personal branding and everything and building up Two Brothers, you know, we got a studio, Paper Route's got a studio, so we got an office in there. Mm-hmm. I really want to focus on, you know, getting that office together and building that into a creative space and figuring out how to bring more value in that way. Yeah. Life goals, really want to just focus on my health and make sure that, you know, health is number one priority, because without it, you can't do any of this shit. I think I neglected my health last year. Just, you know, you get into these fast lifestyle, you know, with eating habits and drinking enough water and energy drinks and all that shit. So I'm going to try to, you know, cut back on some stuff and focus on my health this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang,
man. That was a fire interview, man. Shot by Spencer. Make sure you check out all his social media, all the Paper Route interviews that are out already. There's like,
he's got a whole list. Yeah, make a whole playlist.
There's so many events, vlogs with them.
Check out Arrested Camera's work, man. He's killing it on the podcast. I know you got a lot. Yeah. What are some of your goals for this upcoming year?
Man, I love the studio sessions. I'm trying to do more of those.
You thinking about making like a certain segment of your podcast, like sessions, that's like outside of the interviews?
Sometimes
like
they don't work out though. Like
stuff.
Yeah, I want to do that. Like I want to do the interview and then go record. That's one of my favorite things to do. Like just to be able to like do like 2-in-1.
Yeah, or like maybe like kind of like day in the life type stuff. Like you got the interview, but then you have like all the other stuff to kind of like.
Because I don't be doing like an interview. Like the Kenny one, that one was like so in the
cool,
moment.
The Maybach. I'm glad y'all got that one. That was cool.
So in the moment.
That Maybach's so dope.
I like doing the interviews in the cars.
I don't think anybody's done an interview in the back of a Maybach. I think that's a first. Yeah,
he didn't have no video in that car yet. Like he just got it And then I didn't even know he was gonna be there. That was when I went to the museum.
Yeah.
And then
how'd you like the museum?
The museum was dope.
I would like to say that was another, like, definitely, you know, it was bittersweet. That was the first time to see, you know, me and my brothers work in the museum like that. So, you know, it was a bittersweet moment, but that was just like, I think the museum was very well put together and really captured who Dolph was, from the music to the family to his accomplishments.
All the plaques, the storefront. I like that a lot. I walked in, I was like, damn, this is cool.
And we did a tour for that. I don't think anybody's done a museum tour. No. That shit was crazy.
Like, a lot of people show love too.
Yeah,
that way.
That was
artists pulling up to the museum.
Every city we went and touched, it was crazy to see the support and everybody come out. So you like the museum?
I like that a lot. I like being able to see the artists and like be able to show them in like not a radio station type way, like you know,
like so it's like scripted and corporate, like just like a real natural vibe.
Whenever we can just talk. I'm also pretty young, so that's why I wanted to. I'm 20. I just turned 21.
21.
Yeah.
God damn.
You know, like Jizzle's the youngest one. I think I did the interview. He's only 22,
bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 33.
Yep.
So that shit, I don't even. That's wild. 21. Bam.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like we could chill. I think the doing like the interviews too, I think they'll be surprised like whenever we do it, like how it goes. They'll be like, damn, I think they had like fun like after you know. I don't know, man. It's just a different feeling being able to see the artists you like a lot and then go see them make the music, see where they what they like to do, how they are. I don't know, it's different.
Every artist is different. They all have their own like little
they all have their own like schedules and lives too. Like they're so Fizzle's so crazy. Whenever we did that interview with the 50 kids, that is so funny. I can't wait. Are you gonna be filming that show or what?
I would love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to be a part of it. I think that'd be really cool and something different. You know, reality show, but you know, John and Kate plus 8 is not shit on Fizzle. So I don't know. I honestly don't know how like these. I don't know these major reality shows and productions and stuff must not do their research well.
They got to do their
if I was the head of marketing for, you know, like Revolt or, you know, one of these different ABC, like one of these different productions that put on those reality shows, like I don't know how they haven't reached out. It's a crazy story. So yeah, I'd like to be a part of it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna stream or if it's gonna be like a production type thing. I don't know what he had planned for, but that was. I think
it needs to be like Real World.
Yeah,
like Real World Road Rules. Like have the whole house cameraed and mic'd up, shoot for like a couple months straight, capture everything. You know, have your little confessional. You got the drama. Like really, you just got it. Like it doesn't have to be scripted. You don't have to add anything. You don't have like on the reality side. Like, you just have to bring everything in one house and just let it happen.
Yeah, that was one of the clips that did the best with the interview I did with him.
Yeah,
people were just like, bro, what he wants? How many kids? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think that every time we just have more stuff to say.
He's building a legacy for sure. He's got his own. He got an army.
Yeah, that is the Fizzle Militia.
The Fizzle Militia. the Grapevine.
The Grapevine. That's what he's gonna name it.
Grapevine.
Yeah, man. Check out all his work, all Spencer's work.
Everything on Shot by Spencer.
Yeah, everything shot by Spencer.
Two Brothers Films. My brother, I think Ethan.
They got so much stuff coming out, man. So much stuff they already done. Some of my favorite photos. And it was crazy too when I met you, man. I didn't even know that was I did not know that's who he was. I just thought he was just there, chilling.
Yeah.
But I was like, he got a badge, so I wonder what he does. I just be asking
just
people.
Low key.
Yeah. And then he's the one that's like been capturing all the stuff you see on Instagram. That's like, damn, man, that looks so lit. Like, it's cool. It's cool, man. But yeah, man, make sure y'all check out all his stuff. Everything in the description, as always. Like I said, we're going to put the playlist up, all the Paper Route business. We're going to see what we got coming out next. It's the first interview of the year, so.
Oh, let's get it.
Yeah, man. First one of the year, man.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to see what they got coming up. Check out all their tours, all the vlogs, the recaps.
Big
see
year
the
coming
stuff
up.
we talked about. Man, you guys are going to see it all, man. But Shot by Spencer, and, you know, we'll be back with another one.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
Hell yeah, that's dope.